Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Neutron versus Sheik. This game taking place here on a brand new map for me, Goldport. We have Neutron spawning as the purple Night Elf player over here on what I'll call the 2 o'clock position. This is kind of top right, but not really this open dead space off over here. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Neutron spawn, or not Sheik, spawning as the blue night elf. Oh my gosh, I'm getting everything all confused. Blue undead. New maps confusing me. Can't even say strength into straight. So Sheik is the blue undead. Neutron is the pretty purple night elf. I normally like purple on undead. It just seems to like accent everything just a little bit better. So that is just going to confuse me. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. There's these little alcoves that have some creeps here. A 311, another 333 off over here, and I think that's it in terms of locations. Yeah, so there's two very close by green creep camps, and then a little bit further away we have these we have also these, well, orange creep camps that are just a little bit further away, a 533 right off over here. And well, where is Neutron setting up that Ancient of War? It is going to be off over here, off to the side right by this mercenary camp. So it is going to be trying to clear out a mercenary camp here. And what is this? There is hardly any forests anywhere on this map except for your starting locations. All right, so forests only really being placed down next to where there is actually places for mining, and that's going to make it very difficult for the keeper of the grove to really be able to fight in the middle of the field. Yeah, just take a look at this here. There is no forest here along the entire center pathway. I guess you can try to convert those or these, but yeah, that is pretty sparse and bare. I guess that is just what industrialization and what expansion at its best. This entire town, this gold port, well, cutting down all of its trees already. All right, coming back across there, Sentry Ward now picked up. Keeper of the Grove now making its way down, or as Sheik did steal away that forest, steal away that forest troll. Shadow Priest now looking to back up as well, going after a wisp. There's actually, it looks like the forest is trying to take back the city by hiding inside a building right there, interestingly enough, as we're looking at the Death Knight coming back across here. All right, a little bit of damage on that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, already down to 125, 126 hit points. There's a heal, and then, well, Keeper of the Grove gonna get slightly delayed back as that Forest Troll Shadow Priest is down to, well, 200. Well, interesting choice by Sheik. Sheik is purposely watching when that Forest Troll Shadow Priest gets up to 200 or 200 mana, and then trying to heal itself to not cap out on mana. Their Keeper of the Grove, however, seems to be catching up quite quickly as the unit is just trying to heal up more and more, getting back onto Blight. There is no Cold Tower down that is currently trying to be upgraded as the Keeper of the Grove able to, well, get to level 2, places a Sentry Ward right inside Sheik's space and says, what are you going to do about it? All right, maybe one day there's a map that wood is more scarce than gold because of global warming in the world of Azeroth. I don't know. I don't know. Deforestation, I guess, coming here. A Keeper of the Grove was looking to perhaps set up and be able to clear out this. Keeper of the Grove really wanted to get to level 2 and then get an Entangle off to try and finish off that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, as you saw a number of archers back at home being able to finish off a particular creep camp. Goldport is looking interesting. I am wondering whether or not Keeper of the Grove is really the best hero on this particular map because of the lack of forests or the lack of trees on the map itself. Lack of trees would make it very difficult to summon Trents. But on the flip side, I wonder if a game does go long here, you actually have a decent number of gold mines on the map. If the Keeper of the Grove just ran around removing trees from your opponent's side of the base, maybe even more at the expansions later on, and fighting at the expansions, whether or not you can actually starve your opponent with lumber. And as a Night Elf player, you don't actually cut down your own trees unless you hire up a goblin shredder, which seems anti-Night Elf anyways. But yeah, if you try and do that, and that does seem interesting there. Okay, there is a War Golem here and a Goblin Zeppelin overhead. Not quite sure why a Goblin Zeppelin is in that position either. Is that is that actual creep camp? I think so. Yeah, I think that's yeah, that is a creep camp right there. It just doesn't look like your standard creep camp at all. Meanwhile, Goblin Merchant Shop going to go ahead and get attacked here pretty quickly. Death Knight going after the Archer, and one Archer now trying to pull back here as the Keeper of the Grove is getting into position. Are we perhaps going to see more damage getting added in? Ogre Magi down to 151 hit points. One round of volleys or enough could end up taking down more Bloodlust coming back away as an Archer now getting into harm's way here. All right, Force Troll Shadow Priest getting taken down. Naga Sea Witch now out on the board alongside an Alchemist as both sides are fighting. All right, Ogre Magi going to easily get taken out right there. There it goes. Going to pick up a Potion of Greater... Oh, pick up that Potion of Greater Mana. And now continue to move back as the Naga Sea Witch is attempting to slow in a couple of units. All right, there goes an Acid Bomb. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. Death Coil should be coming in alongside to save that Crypt Fiend right there. There it is, as the Alchemist will be unable to finish off that Crypt Fiend. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove down to 89 hit points, trying to retreat all the way back, and Nightfall with better regeneration for the save. There is a Tome of Intelligence being left behind. Keeper of the Grove going to go ahead and heal up a little bit more as that Tree of Life is near completion. Or is now completed, but still a little bit low on health. All right, Goblin Alchemist can try and hang back. The huge War Golem in the middle gives the Rune Spirit link. Okay. I'll have to see how that is used right there. All right, Skeletal Minions coming back around. Keeper of the Grove trying to as well slip on through. Alchemist is there. Wisp coming back over, and we could see a detonation here onto many of those wisps there, or onto those Skeletal Minions, as the Keeper of the Grove continuing the attack once more. Low hit point. Oh, what is going on here? War Golem going after a couple of archers, could take one down. There goes one archer. That normal damage on the back of an archer, flattening that archer in no time flat. Units now retreating back again. I'm not quite sure why there's a level 1 Goblin Zeppelin overhead, but that is something to watch as well. No Death Coil? Not done. Alright. Coming back across here, Death Knight continuing to fight through. I thought it was talking about Death Coil to try and save there. Naga Sea Witch now getting in some extra damage on that Renegade Wizard. Interesting to see the Naga Sea Witch get grabbed right in that spot, as we're going to see, oh, the replenishment potion. Oh, I believe the Naga Sea Witch Lightning Shield actually finished off that Renegade Wizard. Not watching and losing a bit of experience again right there. A little bit of a setback once more. Alchemist gets up to level 2. Ring of Regeneration on that Alchemist. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3. And they're going to be, well, getting into position here, trying to set up this expansion, as that Tree of Life needs to eat a couple more trees before it should really root itself to get those hit points back. All right. Well, yep. I'm a nerd. Not much going on here. I'm a nerd, father of 3, casting WarCraft 3 because I love the game. Find something you enjoy doing, and well, yeah. And see, I don't know. I come from an age where you're getting called or a place where getting called a nerd was actually supposed to be offensive, and now it's like, after Big Bang Theory and after all of these new shows and just change in the world, the nerd has really started to rule the world, as we see the Keeper of the Grove now getting taken out there. Death Coil, 0 point Death Coil, 0 distance traveled, finishing off that Keeper of the Grove before the Keeper of the Grove could use that Scroll of Town portal to escape. All right, gonna go after Sheik's Crypt Fiend right there. Oh, Death Coil saving at the last possible moment. Keeper of the Grove, and Keeper of the Grove is down. Alchemist forced to use that Staff of Teleportation, as there was a surround right there. The lack of trees on the map is starting to make a big difference, as before, Night Elf players could pretty much just choose, you know what, I can fight anywhere I want. There will be a tree within, within Force of Nature range, and because of that, I can just, summon up a couple of Trents very easily. All right. Interestingly enough, Tome of Intelligence being left behind. Goblin Alchemist not opting to grab that. We can see a couple of Hippogriff Riders up in the air right there. Going to finish off things. We see a Slippers of Agility being dropped in as well. Neutron definitely knew the map too. He judged it. All right, well, just because you know the map and you judge it doesn't mean you look at it with the analytical eye and say, all right, what hero choices do I necessarily need? And where are bad places and good places for me to try and fight? the fact that he called Force of Nature's off over here to bring them into this location and shows that he does know that there is a little bit of, importance on this particular map with those trees. WarCraft 3 with some trees are replaced by building. Yep. All right, let's take down, what is the Rune of Lesser Healing? All right, so Rune of Lesser Healing finishing off that War Golem, allowing for, allowing you to get a good amount of experience without really taking that much damage. That War Golem going to get taken out pretty fast, and we're going to take a look at Sheik's. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that Rune of Lesser Healing. Heals again. That Crypt Fiend, well, perhaps should have shared some damage with another Crypt Fiend so that that Rune of Healing worked out a little bit better. Death Knight making its way over. Keeper of the Grove does have a Clarity Potion making its way down. How does he not see the undead army already up in his expansion base, causing a bit of problems? However, are we going to see the Hippogriffs and Fairy Dragons here as well? Yes, we are. Well, there are Crypt Fiends in position to try and web them. And, well, there was Spirit Link across all of the Hippogriff Riders here. All right, so Spirit Link all across these units, and someone mentioned that you can get Spirit Link, but I didn't see the creep camp that actually gave it. Being forced to try and focus down these Hippogriff Riders would actually be that much more difficult. Back off to the north. Yeah, from that big golem, that War Golem I saw dropped a Rune of Healing. So was there a different golem that gives Spirit Link? And how long does this Spirit Link last? Okay, the Spirit Link does not last forever. And while the Spirit Link is going to be coming to an end, there's a Frost Nova right there. Ogre Mauler now coming over as well. Damage is going to be coming in as the Hippogriff now needs to, the Destroyer now needs to back off there. More damage, more attacking coming into position as the Ogre Mauler wants to smash down some of those Crypt Fiends. It does get one smash in as the Alchemist now trying to dive in as well. All right, damage adding up. The Goblin Alchemist down to 74 hit points. It gets fried with lightning as the level 3 Alchemist gets taken down. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Hippogriffs and Fairy Dragon trying to focus down more units. This is not a good spot for Neutron to be in, even though he has a larger supply, as we're seeing all of these units just trying to retreat here. Double entangle across 2 Crypt Fiends, shutting down much of that damage, though. 46 supply compared to 58, as the Keeper of the Grove now trying to back away. Are we going to see a death of a Crypt Fiend? Yes, we are. There they go. 2 Crypt Fiends finally taken out, as the Lich does get to level 2. All right. Holmes now getting picked up. 3-3-2. Sheik with that Orb of Corruption going for Frost Armor on that Lich. We're looking at 46 supply compared to 61. Neutron's economic advantage really translating into something else. 4 golems here each, I think, give some sort of rune. All right, where would the other golems have been positioned? Don't know the map enough to know where even to look. Ogre Lord on this high ground location here. There is also one Black Dragon Whelp. Damage getting added up, and it looks like Undead Sheik is going to be able to clear out this creep camp pretty quickly, stay in the low upkeep, and then perhaps get and extend his hero level advantage. 2 level 3 heroes alongside a level 2 Lich, and that seems like it's just going to continue to grow as the Death Knight picks up a belt of giant strength. Right. A massive air army coming in from Neutron. Meanwhile, Sheik has a good number of Crypt Fiends to try and web those things down. A couple of destroyers. Oh, that Black Dragon Whelp is actually a hired unit? Okay, yeah, it is in fact a hired unit right there. 25 to 32 damage. And its air attack is interesting. Is also piercing damage. Thank you for the host once again, as we're going to see this Tree of Life get pressured here. Neutron now bringing over the army, looking to regroup and regather before making their way over. And once again, Undead, well, having a difficult time dealing 1,300 damage to a fortified building with 7 armor, as it is just so much piercing and magic damage and hero damage that it just seems, well, to not really take down any of those buildings. Neutron now trying to continue to repair and train up more units. Neutron needs to hold on to this expansion. However, well, it needs to find a good engagement, and here we are. There we go. Fairy Dragons. Are we going to go ahead and start seeing some Mana Flare on those Fairy Dragons? That is the question, as Trents are now joining in on the fight, but they are being forced to walk a great distance. Great job by Neutron, getting a little bit, or by Sheik, by not allowing those forces of nature to really engage right at the moment, as we see a Devour Magic just eat them all in place. All right, low hit point of Crypt Fiend gets saved with a long distance Death Coil. Nicely done. However, one Crypt Fiend not so lucky, as Neutron's going to start losing some of those Ogre Maulers as well. Staff of Preservation saved. More engagement. Once again, 54 supply compared to 59. Death Knight could be in trouble. Drops a Belt of Giant Strength, uses a Potion of Healing, and picks it up mid-combat to get even more healing from that one consumable item. 54 supply compared to 50. Neutron is finally behind on supply right now. Sheik having a slight advantage as the Death Knight now being forced to retreat all the way back. Are we going to see some more units get taken out? Crypt being very low. Alchemist trying to close in on that distance. Where is the rest of the undead army? That is the question right here as we're looking at a little bit of a fight go down. Alchemist falls at level 3 trying to chase as we're getting surrounded right there as the Death Knight now perhaps going to go after some more of these units again. 54 supply compared to 44, and Neutron now in a bit of trouble trying to retreat back. May end up losing that Keeper of the Grove. Does have a potion of greater mana, but perhaps wants a potion of greater healing instead. Death Knight trying to close in on that distance. Lich does not have enough mana. Death Knight now back closer to Blight. Where are all of these units going? You know it's a sad day when you are trying to retreat back into your own, into your opponent's base. All right, it looked like Neutron's strategy was to use all of this dead space that is in the corners and edges of the map to be with air and making the map a little bit larger and allowing him to harass. The downside, though, is well that Keeper of the Grove has really not been able to get anything really going. As we can see, there is double Spirit Towers here and a Nerubian Tower about to get added in. All right, here we go. We're going to see an engagement now. Keeper of the Grove. And what is that? GG coming in. Sheik, Sheik winning that game outright as we can see that Sheik was back off to the north, putting pressure on that expansion again. The amount of experience that Sheik had, well, just far too much. And even though Neutron was able to mine significantly more gold, it just ended up turning into experience. Night Elf lost his expo. Nice try. Yeah, Nagas would be overpowered if you're able to walk along all of the water. Pretty useful to tank damage. Yep. So Undead is attacking the expo, huh? Well, I didn't realize the game was going to be ending that quickly. Undead was attacking the expo back off to the north, and I was following the harassment. And it really felt like Neutron was mentally trapped at the end of that fight. He wasn't even looking at that expansion, just like I wasn't. And he was like, okay, let me see what I can do to the main base. And well, ended up losing that right there. So that last fight where Neutron actually had the supply advantage, it's kind of like a StarCraft army where you just have a lot of roaches. Your supply may be greater, but it isn't really supply efficient. When you're taking a look at hippogriffs and fairy dragons, especially against an army of those crypt fiends. And well, there were some really well played, really well timed death coils coming in from Sheik as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.